You think football players are friends, but one stole a player's wife. Another put a legend in the hospital. But before we get to those, please hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next uploaded video. Now start the video. You know Erling Haaland hates a football star cause they ruined his dad's life. Haaland grew up watching his dad Alfie play for Man City, which turned him into a superfan until they went up against their rivals, Man U, and one of their players, Roy Keane, ruined Delphi's life. For 8 years, I wasn't injured. Coincidence or not, that was my last 90 minutes in England. Is that a coincidence or isn't it? I haven't played a full 90 minutes after that incident. That's the hard fact. He literally, Jackie Chandu. The dirty play was obviously intentional. Cause when Roy got kicked out the game, he trash-talked Alfie and said I'd waited long enough, take dad. You and Alfie suffered a knee injury so bad he was forced to retire from football and get a normal job. So Haaland hated Roy and Man U cause of this. But he used to hate his motivation to become a football star just so we could get payback. And the hate was so real. Haaland proved it by not even being able to take a picture without covering their logo up in his first game against Man U. Dude went off scoring 3 goals. Then in one of the biggest tournaments of the year, Haaland beat him again and was cheesy when he held up the trophy in front of United. And their fans hate to say it, but Alfie's life being ruined might have been the best thing to happen to Haaland cause it's hate for players. Turn him into a football legend. But before we get to those, Neymar's hate towards a football star broke up the biggest super team in football history, and ironically, it wasn't even beef at first. Cause when Neymar joined PSG and the club brought in another football star, Kylian and Mbappé, 2 of the world's best on the same squads, seemed like a winning formula to everybody. They were hyped to be teammates, and even became best friends, from doing commercials together to kicking it off the pitch. These dudes even celebrated all their goals together, but as soon as Mbappé started becoming a better player than Neymar, their friendship turned into a battle of egos. When Mbappé took over the spot as PSG's penalty taker, Neymar hated it cause he felt he was better at those shots. Peeping the stats in Neymar's career, out of 89 penalty shots, he only missed 15. In Mbappé's career, he'd only taken 36. And already missed 7. It was obvious that Neymar was better and had a legit reason to be salty, but his saltiness led to things getting heated during a match. When Mbappé stepped up for a penalty and choked, Neymar was so pissed, he refused to let Mbappé take another one. Then on the next penalty, when Neymar stepped up, he drilled it, but him making that face wasn't just a celebration. He was taunting and bopping. And Mbappé was seen on the bench pointing at Neymar and trash-talking in. He even publicly called Neymar a tramp for never passing to him. The hate for each other. It seemed like Neymar was the issue all along, but eventually Mbappé had enough and started making crazy demands. So after Neymar heard that, he straight up told PSG he was down to leave. Messi decided fuck this. And not only left their club before things got even more heated. He moved to a completely different country. This drama was so out of control. It really broke up one of the biggest super teams in football history. But what Karim Benzema did to a football player didn't only get him hated, it got him jail time. The case started back in 2015 when Benzema was teammates with Mathieu Valbuena. Police were investigating random text messages that Valbuena got where criminals threatened they'd leak a dirty video he filmed if he didn't pay him a bag, and obviously didn't want that to get out. Valbuena asked his teammates for help and Benzema suspiciously encouraged him to just pay the blackmailers off. The police found that weird though. So they tapped Zuma's phone, and that's when they heard a disturbing conversation. He's not taking us seriously. Do not worry. He has no choice. I'll make him understand that he won't pay. So with Benzema admitting he was involved, the police went after him, and eventually the situation made its way into court. Karim Benzema has been found guilty of complicity in the attempted blackmail, former France teammate, Mathieu Valbuena over a sex tape, and sentenced to a 1-year suspended jail term by a court. It made no sense why Benjamin was involved in such a petty crime and trying to scam his own teammate. Eventually, SMA and 4 other friends were convicted. So the hate between SMA and Valbuena has never gone away. Cristiano Ronaldo hates a football legend because they cost him $17 million. The hate began when Ronaldo joined Man U. Because when he came in, the club started playing like ass. So Man U hired a former football player and legendary manager Eric Ten Hag, thinking this would make a huge difference. But not only was Dude a Messi fan, he began putting strict rules in place that seemed like he was only targeting Ronaldo. He banned all players from using personal chefs. Something Aldo had for over a decade now. He was forced to eat at Man U's lunchroom. But that was only the beginning when Aldo started pulling up to the team facility and supercar and had fans and paparazzi swarming the training ground, constantly taking pics of it. Togue felt Ronaldo cared more about going viral than actually practicing. So Dude banned supercars and forced Ola to drive a company car that would cause less attention. But things were kept quiet until an important match, when somehow Granola was benched for the game. Ronaldo was pissed, but apparently he was benched because of his ego. He gave Reno a chance to play by trying to supplement at the end of the match. So Rando refused to go in, walked out the stadium and publicly put Togue on blast. Yeah. Ronaldo wasn't gonna let any man boss him around, even his own boss. And after publicly admitting his hate for that bald dude, Manu and Ronaldo had a conversation about him leaving the team and they agreed to terminate his contract early, which lost him over $17 million. Damn. It's all good though. I mean, I know they'll probably made that back in a couple weeks. But Kevin Dina hates a football legend cause they clapped his wife's cheeks. It wasn't long before things took a horny turn. Cause Kevin became great friends with a football legend, Thibaut Cois, and they paired up on the Belgian national team to the public. They seemed like sidekicks, but behind the scenes, Thibaut became a side piece when Kevin's wife took a trip to the same city he was in and slid in his DMs to meet up. Kevin's wife cheated on him with his best friend and she blamed it all on Kevin. She embarrassed him by saying that evening Thibaut offered me what I had not received during a 3-year relationship with Kevin. This man must really know how to lay pipe, but she also claimed Kevin apparently cheated on her with her best friend. This was all to get back at him. Either way, Kevin was devastated and obviously didn't want his boy sloppy seconds. So the marriage was ruined, the hate began, and not only did Kevin take his anger out on Thibaut whenever he faced him by scoring absolute bangers. I'm just surprised Kevin didn't do what SLA Tiny Ibrahimovic did. Cause this dude hated another player so bad he put him in the hospital. Their star player, Marco Rossi, hated Sloan and literally tried kicking him out the game. That tackled Ne Blues, tons Neo, and to be honest, I don't know how dude could even walk after that. But the adrenaline had him wanting to stay in the game to get revenge until Tun's manager subbed him off so he didn't get injured. Even worse, Leighton was never able to get over Marco, though he needed revenge. And 3 years later, when Sloan made his way to a new squad, he finally got his opportunity, but Marco got the party started again. Got him a chance at the easiest goal of his life, and he hit nothing but net. But Lon didn't just want to go up one. Oh. He wanted to put Marco in the hospital. Oh my god. Lawn football under the UFC with a kick to the chest and an elbow to Marco's head. It was man down. Marco was rushed to the hospital. When he was asked, why would you do that? And there you have it. But before you go, please hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next uploaded video. See you in the next one.